Augustine of Hippo, De Doctrina Christiana, Episode 1. Prologus. Augustini propositum in hoc opera scribendo. Sunt praecepta quaedam tractandardrum scripturardrum, quae studiosis eardrum video, non incommoda posse tradi, ut non solum legendo alios qui divinardrum literardrum aperta aperuerunt, sed et aliis ipsi aperiendo proficiant. The title of this portion is Prologus, which would be Introduction, Prologue, Proemium. Augustine's plan. Here we have aug, which is an abbreviation for Augustini, like so, in the masculine singular and genitive, showing possession. Propositum, then, is neuter singular and nominative. Augustine's plan, or his purpose, his propositum, in hoc opera scribendo, in writing this work. So we have hoc and opera in the neuter singular and ablative, opera being the noun, modified by hoc and also by scribendo. Scribendo is in the same gender, number, and case, and it is a gerundive, that is a verbal adjective in the passive. So Augustine's plan in writing the following work. He says, sunt praecepta quaedam, there are certain principles or methodologies of interpreting the scriptures, principles praecepta, that I see studiosis, to those who are eager for them, I see that not without advantage they can be committed or entrusted. What we have here is praecepta as the subject of sunt, and praecepta is neuter, plural, and nominative. It is from the second declension noun praeceptum, like so, by praeceptum e and neuter. There are principles, quaedam principles, the same gender, number, and case, and then we have genitives. These will be feminine, plural, and genitive. Scripturardrum is the noun. Tractandardrum is another gerundive. It's from the first conjugation verb tracto, tractare, to handle or to treat. So there are certain principles of interpreting the scriptures, or we might say more idiomatically, certain principles for interpreting the scriptures. Next, we have a relative clause, which is from quae through tradi. These are principles praecepta, which, or that, to those who are eager for them. Now, studiosis is masculine, plural, and dative, and it's going to be a dative of reference, I take it, studiosis, and eardrum is feminine, plural, and genitive. And the question you should ask yourself is, why feminine and plural? Why not some other gender and number? The answer is the antecedent is scripturarum. Principles that, for those who are eager for the scriptures, I see that these principles, quae, can be conferred upon or can be entrusted to these people, studiosis, not with disadvantage or with advantage, we would say. So this is an instance of litotes, that is, you affirm something by denying its opposite. So incommode means with disadvantage, and non incommode would mean with advantage. Now, I said earlier that studiosis was perhaps a dative of reference. Maybe we should revise that to a dative of indirect object. So quae here is the subject of posse, and so it's neuter, plural, and accusative. The relative pronoun takes its gender and number, neuter and plural, from the antecedent praecepta, but it takes its case from how it's used. So I see, video, that these praecepta, posse, they can, so quae is the subject of posse, accusatives are regularly the subjects of infinitives, they can be handed down or committed to those who are zealous for the scriptures, studiosis. This is a substantive adjective, that is, it's built upon this adjective, studiosus aum, full of studium, full of zeal, and it's being used here as a noun, so it is a substantive. And I see that this can be done non incommode. The section ends with a result clause, ut, a pure result clause, as Gildersleeve calls it, that not only, the result is that not only, sed etiam, but also, that not only may they profit or benefit, proficiant, the idea is may they profit or benefit themselves, that would be sibi, implicit. How? By reading others, legendo alios, here's the gerund. And who are these others? They are the others who have laid open aperuerunt, the hidden or covered portions of divine literature, but also they may profit proficiant other persons by themselves, ipsi, now this is masculine plural nominative, subject of proficiat, by themselves opening up those things, aperiendo, another gerund. So notice some of the symmetry and artistry here. Legendo, a gerund, neuter singular and ablative being used instrumentally, is answered by aperiendo in the same gender, number, and case, and used in the same way, so that not only may they profit, proficiat, themselves by reading others, and then we have the relative clause, but also that they may profit other persons, aliis. So here we have alios, masculine plural, and accusative as the object of of legendo, and then we have aliis in the masculine plural and dative, which is functioning like an object of proficiat, though it doesn't take a direct object, it's taking this indirect object as an intransitive verb. And then, of course, the relative clause in between.
Thank you so much for watching this free video. I hope that you learned a lot about the classical languages and advanced your knowledge and enjoyment. You can help us keep going with this instruction if you like this video and subscribe to the channel. We've had hundreds of thousands of views in the last 9 years, and we would really like to grow our number of subscribers. If you hit the little bell, you will be notified every time we release a brand new free instructional video. You can also check out one of my Latin or Greek courses at LatinPerDiem.com or mossmethod.com. Check the links if you'd like to study Latin and Greek with me directly. So keep learning, and vale tote omnes.